Hello and welcome back to another very exciting and entertaining episode of Earth Facts. There are numerous moderate nations you can visit, live, and work. Before you go to an unknown place, there are a few things you need to consider. Where you'll go, your safety, what you bring, and how much money you need to spend. Today we are looking at top 10 best and least expensive countries to visit, live, and work. Belize has gotten negative criticisms in the worldwide network because of the deteriorating conditions on their economy and framework. In light of the nation's poor reputation, travel and housing on the island are unfathomably cheap. There's still so much extraordinary beauty to find in this little country. Flights can be around $400 from the US and hotels can be found for substantially less than $60 per night. Ireland. Most nations in Western Europe are quite expensive to visit. In any case, getting a trip to Ireland from most urban areas on the US's East Coast is actually reasonable. So plane tickets can cost as meager as $300 for a round-trip ticket. When you touch base in Dublin, things get an increasingly costly, but not too much that you should exceed $700 in 7 days in a week-long visit. Transportation in Ireland is really cheap. Uber have gotten on in most significant urban areas and you can get a transport to just about anywhere on the island. Guatemala. A standout amongst the most impoverished of these countries, Guatemala is the standout amongst the most cost-productive destinations in the whole world. Flights from any significant airport should cost you about $350. And hotels along the coast can be as cheap as $50 every night. Sweden. There isn't a lot to do for free in Europe, so it is significant that travelers leave themselves a lot of burning through cash for their trip. A special case to this is the Nordic nations in Northern Europe. Travel to Sweden specifically in entirely reasonable tickets from the east shoreline of North America. It can cost as meager as $300. Food and hotel in Sweden can get to some degree expensive, but not too much. The infrastructure in Sweden is well developed, so travel inside the nation is so easy. Taiwan. In another entry, we talk about how a great deal of nations in Southeast Asia is easy to make a trip to. The least expensive of these countries may very well be Taiwan, a little island country that used to be some portion of Democratic Republic of China. In light of its wide association with China, Taiwan experiences serious difficulties getting different countries to trade with it or try to recognize its power. When you arrive in Taiwan, you are able to support yourself on $100 every month. Brazil. There are a few countries worth visiting in South America, and a few of them could be visited on a genuinely reasonable spending plan. In the event that I had my selection of countries to visit in South America, notwithstanding, I most like to choose Brazil. I don't have the foggiest idea if there is another nation on earth that has the same number of attractions to offer that can be visited for such a madly cheap price. You can get a decent hotel room for about $40. Flights from different places in the United States go from $500 to $700. South Korea. South Korea is becoming friendlier with its neighbors, which implies that more individuals will need to visit the Asian nation, hence making it progressively costly. Fortunately for us, South Korea is at present so cheap that even a noteworthy increase in the cost of living won't stop a trek to South Korea. You can discover hotels in Seoul for under $60 per night. When you are there and you have a room, the food in South Korea is broadly reasonable. Pakistan. In the event that you need a potentially short life of non-stop excitement, you could do worse than moving to Pakistan. When you go out there in any event, you will be in one of the prettiest, most memorable nations in the earth. Besides the mountains, there are forts built by the Mughals, old pioneers, relics from the British days, and the absolute grandest Islamic landmarks. Hearing that an apartment can go for as meager as $77 every month likely comes as cold comfort. Ukraine. Ukraine is 65% less expensive than life in America. The normal compensation over the entire country is under $200 every month. Subsequently, Ukraine just barely misses the last 10 nations for local purchasing power, positioning under Zimbabwe and Moldova, and just barely higher than Nigeria and Nepal. Then again, in the event that you can stomach the screaming inequality, incredibly cool winters, and regional emergency at that point, Ukraine is amazingly wonderful. There's its grab of frequent mountains in the west and two incredible integrated urban areas of Kyiv, and finally its absurdly attractive natives. India is possibly the cheapest country on the earth. India has mid-range restaurants where two individuals can eat world-beating nourishment for under $10. It has taxis that will hang tight for you for an hour and charge not exactly $1. It has apartments for somewhat over $100 every month. In the southern cities, utilities can cost just $20 per month. With pay of under $1,000 every month, you can live like a freaking ruler. It's likewise, famously one of the most beautiful countries on the earth. There's the Taj Mahal, the old city, the Himalayas, friendly people, and floating temple that is actually made of gold.